fourth book of poetry, Church of the Exquisite Panic, the Ophelia Poems, will be published in 2012. Duo Concertante's CD Wild Bird, with poems from Carol's collection Late in a Slow Time, put to music by Chan Ka-in, was nominated for an ECMA. Her most recent book is a collection of short stories, When I Always Wanted Something. Welcome, Carol.
I'm so happy to be here and to honor Elizabeth Bishop. Thank you so much, Sandra, for inviting me, for organizing this wonderful celebration. And I get to read one of my favorite poems in the waiting room. I will just say quickly that when I lived in New York City, I would read Elizabeth Bishop poems. Anthromar marshes, the Bay of Fundy, tamarack trees, the marl. And I thought, even the name Nova Scotia was so lyrical, what do I ever get it? And now I live here. And it's one of the reasons is Elizabeth Bishop. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's true. She brought me up here. In the waiting room. In Worcester, Massachusetts, I went with Aunt Consuelo to keep her dentist appointment and sat and waited for her in the dentist's waiting room. It was winter. It got dark early. The waiting room was full of grown-up people, arctics and overcoats, lamps and magazines. My aunt was inside what seemed like a long time. And while I waited, I read the National Geographic. I could read and carefully study the photographs. The inside of a volcano, black and full of ashes. Then it was spilling over in rivulets of fire. Osa and Martin Johnson dressed in riding breeches, lace boots, and pith helmets. A dead man slung on a pole. Long pig, the caption read. Babies with pointed heads wound round and round with string. Black naked women with necks wound round and round with wire. Like the necks of light bulbs, their breasts were horrifying. I read it right straight through. I was too shy to stop. And then I looked at the cover, the yellow margins, the date. Suddenly from inside came an oh of pain. And Consuelo's voice, not very loud or long. I wasn't at all surprised. Even then I knew she was a foolish, timid woman. Might have been embarrassed, but I wasn't. What took me completely by surprise was that it was me, my voice, in my mouth. Without thinking at all, I was my foolish aunt. We were falling, our eyes glued to the cover of the National Geographic, February 1918. I said to myself, 3 days, and you'll be 7 years old. I was saying it to stop the sensation of falling off the round, turning world into blue, cold, blue-black space. But I felt, you are an I. You are an Elizabeth. You are one of them. Why should you be one too? I scarcely dared to look to see what it was. I was. I gave a sidelong glance. I couldn't look any higher at shadowy gray knees, trousers and skirts and boots, and different pairs of hands lying under the lamps. I knew that nothing stranger had ever happened. That nothing stranger could ever happen. Why should I be my aunt? Or me? Or anyone? But similarities, boobs, hands, the family voice I felt in my throat, or even the National Geographic with those awful hanging breasts. Held us all together, or made us all just one. How, I don't know any word for it, how unlikely. How had I come to be here like them and over here at Cry of Pain that could have got loud and worse, but hadn't. The waiting room was bright and too hot. It was sliding beneath a big black wave, another and another. And I was back in it. The war was on. Outside in Worcester, Massachusetts, were night and slush and cold. It was still the 5th of February, 1918.
Thank you very much, Carol. Yes, night and slush and cold. Last night, like 5th of February was last night, right? It's the 6th today, right? Perfect timing for that, isn't it? Thank you. Thank you. I love that line. I knew nothing stranger